Goldberg has been watching the media reaction to the story from Miami. Let's start with ABC News. Now, maybe you can explain this to me. They had, as well as Fox News, all the tape, all the clips. Both news agencies were far out in front of the story. We had it assembled. I ran it on the Factor last night, broke it wide. You and Jane Hall were on with me. And ABC News ran about 10 seconds of it. Is there any explanation on this earth?
Well, first of all, they were a lot better than CBS Evening News and the NBC Nightly News, which didn't run even one word about it.
Right.
All I could think of, because Brian Ross has written about this on the website, and they put it on in the morning yesterday, is that maybe they got cold feet between the morning and the evening, but the bigger story is that the mainstream media, by and large, overwhelmingly.
Okay, but we'll get to that. Let's go back to ABC News. It's all over their website. Brian Ross has done a great job on it. They didn't even have Brian Ross on the nightly news. Stephanopoulos was filling in last night. They didn't even have him. They put Tapper on, a known, they put another guy on, let's say. And Bernie, I mean, are you telling me they didn't think this was a big story? You know what our ratings were last night? We quadrupled everybody by running that story last night. It couldn't have been about ratings.
No, but if you're asking me, do I think they thought it was a big story, I think the answer is no, they did not.
Really? How could they possibly not think that?
Well, let's look at it logically. If they thought it was a big story, it would have been on. Anderson Cooper on CNN, who I thought was the most interesting, practically apologized for running this.
But that's a political play over at CNN. They want to get a Democrat-elected president over there.
Bill, it's a political play in one form or another throughout the mainstream media. Look, I'm not some right-wing nut. I'm a media analyst. I've written books about the media. This is an important story because it tells us something about the man who would be president.
The judgment angle, the judgment factor.
Most Americans, as you rightly said, would not sit in a church or be a member of a church for 20 years where a minister says that we're responsible for 9/11 and AIDS is a white man's plot to kill people, and there's another conspiracy to get black people hooked on drugs so we could throw them in jail. Most reasonable people would not be a member of that church, but, and this is very important, but Barack Obama was, and he was for 20 years. And that raises an important question about how he sees America. Does he see it in any way the way the Reverend Wright sees it? Neither do I. But does he see it in some way the way his own wife sees it, where she was only recently proud to be an American? I think these are important questions.
I think they are too. I think they're very important questions. And now I think we have to tell the folks, Bernie, you and I have to stand together and say, Americans are not getting the truth from the media. The free media in America has collapsed. It's corrupt. You're not going to get the story. I'll give you the last word.
I think it's even worse than I thought it was. In 2001, at the end of 2001, I had a book come out called Bias. I thought it was pretty bad then. It's worse today.
It is.
It's absolutely worse today. I have never in my lifetime as a professional journalist see it this corrupt.
And I as well. Bernie Goldberg, everybody. Next on the rundown, 2 Obama